guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Thursday, so I thought it's the day after hump day. It's time for a little cheeky story time for you. This is one of my favourite little stories from a while ago, and I would also like to stress that my family weren't doing anything dodgy. It was just a one-off thing. We don't do this regularly, and it just happened this way. So the story time this week is going to be the story of how I hid in a boot of a car and avoided the police. Now, I just want to stress, this was a one-off thing with my family. We're all very safe. We don't do anything illegal. We're very well behaved, but hey-ho, this was an emergency situation and I had to hide in the boot. So if you want to find out how I hid in the boot and what happened, then keep watching. So this was back when, I think it was my mum's 40th. So we'd arranged a party at like a local community centre, and on the way there, my nan and granddad, they live around the corner from me. So obviously I'm from a small town. I've lived in Yate my whole life. My nan and granddad live around the corner from me. They originally lived in the same road, but obviously we were a bit wild and we thought, right, we're going to live around the corner, like 5-minute walk away. So it's my mum's 40th, and the plan was before that my nan and my granddad would be getting a lift there. So they got a lift there. From what I remember, we got a limo there, which again sounds a bit weird, but we had a limo. All I remember, because I was a bit younger then, was that it was boiling hot that day, so I was sweating in that limo. I had a great time, but it was very sweaty. It was like it was June, so it was a really hot time of the year. I think my dad had obviously driven our actual car earlier in the day, so the plan was on the way home we would obviously go back in our normal car. So we had a really good night. We're getting ready to go home, and at the time I think we had a Nissan, which was quite a big kind of van like car with a really massive boot, like the kind of boot where you could fit at least 4 people in the back. So my nan and granddad were then like, oh well, we haven't got a lift home, can you drop us home? And we were a bit like, well, we're already dropping home like my mum, my dad, my sister, her boyfriend. If we put them in the car as well, we're not going to have room. So someone thought up the bright idea of, well, Hannah's quite small, why doesn't she sit in the boot of the car? Bear in mind, I just want to stress, it's not like a tiny little Mercedes, it's actually a Nissan, so I could comfortably sit in it. I could probably do a starfish in it. So we did that, and worked out fine. Obviously my dad's like, Han, are you okay? So I'm sat in the boot. Obviously I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest. I've got way more leg room than I'd normally have. I could have it as a bedroom, to be honest with you. So I'm sat there, and what basically happened is we're driving through our small village, and just by sheer chance, obviously I'm sat in the back. This never happens really where I live, but this one night, it was a Saturday night, the police were basically doing stop searches. And I can genuinely say, hand on heart, we've never done anything like this before, but the one time we did, they were searching cars. So I'm in the back of the boot. Obviously my dad's thinking, oh my God, like, Hannah's in the boot. What are we going to do? So what we did was, from what I remember, my dad basically put his foot down. So I don't know what they were doing a stop search for, but obviously I'm in the boot, so it really doesn't look good if I'm in the boot of the car. So I think my dad sped on from what I remember, and I don't think we looked that dodgy because there was like 6 of us in the car. But basically what I did was, the boot was obviously quite a big boot. So what I did is I basically laid down like this. There was a blanket in the car. So all I basically did, if you imagine, I'm in the boot of this car with this up like this, with a blanket over me, basically starfished. And my dad is like, Hannah, don't move. Don't say anything, don't look up. Everyone's like pooing themselves because obviously I'm in the boot. It looks really dodgy. And I'm literally like clutching on for dear life like this. So all I remember is I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to think I've been kidnapped. They're going to think I've been tortured. Like this is going to be it. Obviously I feel like genuinely for people that actually happens to, this is awful. But bear in mind, I'm just getting a lift home about 20 minutes away. Didn't look great. So I literally was just just hidden in the back of the car, and thankfully we didn't get stopped. I don't know what, again, I still don't know to this day what they were actually looking for, But I literally breathed a sigh of relief. So I think they were passing cars through. They were like looking in the back. They had torches, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, please don't. I don't want to be taken away from my family. Like, it was a really safe boot. It's not like I'm like folded in. So luckily we didn't get stopped. I was safe and I could breathe a sigh of relief. But I will say that my hiding skills were very impressive. Obviously I'm 5'1", so like I'd hidden myself that well that no one would have known I was in the boot. Obviously I'm not encouraging this kind of thing, but if you ever want to do it, my trick is do a starfish, put a blanket over you, and you'll be fine. So yeah, I just want to stress we're not like that. We're not illegal. We're not criminals. But if I need to, I can hide in a cupboard and I can hide in a boot. So yeah, that was the story of how I hid in a boot of the car to avoid getting taken away from my parents by the police. I'm very glad, and obviously since then there's been nothing similar, but I know now that I am an absolute pro at hiding if I ever need to. If you've ever hidden in a boot, please let me know in the comments below. I don't know if anyone would have done, but hey, I'm a pro at it, so we can talk about it and have a laugh. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe and like, and I'll leave all my social media links down below, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye guys.